Could it be that he's searching for replacements for the Cuban doctors who've served Jamaica well over the multiple years? Could it be that he's on a personal trip? We are not sure. We also do not know if it is a taxpayer that is paying for this $3.3 million trip.
Bless up, baby, our family and viewers. Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl, Isabel Rose. And in this one, People's National Party Representative Jessie James Clark blows the whistle on contaminated water being sent out to the Kingston and St. Andrew area as well as rural areas where high levels of coliform have been found in our water, well above the average 5% and below. And we heard the People's National Party highlighting that the Minister of Health is missing, gone on a $3.3 million travel, and the people of Jamaica are left in the dark. They are not sure of what the purpose of that trip, and they are not sure if it's indeed from the public's coffers that trip is being paid for. Stay tuned for the details at hand. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Membership shout out goes to Angela and Yvonne Wallace. Big up on yourself. Thanks for joining the membership. Thanks to each and every one for the continuous support. Today is my birthday. Y'all can drop some happy birthday in the comment section for me. Thank you. So, ABR family, over a week ago, Jessie James Clark, a People's National Party representative who's also a microbiologist at the University of Technology, blew the whistle on contaminated water being distributed to our residents in Jamaica in the urban area as well as the rural area. And he was meted with rejection even from the National Water Commission, saying that their water are tested over and over and have met standard. And so he highlighted this on a news medium and it went viral, so to speak. And he came back yesterday in a press conference with the evidence and the facts to say that it is indeed a result from the National Water Commission. But yet still they want to make it seem as if this man is lying. I want to watch this, and we are waiting to see what they will do after the people are made aware and seeing all of these proof.
Because the NWC is currently experiencing poor water quality in a lot of the areas that are currently being served, especially in the rural areas. What you have happening now is that we are seeing results where the fecal coliform number of samples positive for fecal coliforms is above the acceptable limit, significantly above the acceptable limit in the case of the rural treatment plants. So for example, you should not be having more than 5%, you should have less than 5% of your samples coming on positive for fecal coliform, and in some cases it's as high as 20-something%. Fecal coliforms, these are microorganisms or bacteria, aka germs that you find in the water, and they are a sign of fecal contamination of the water.
Troubling issues related to water quality affecting communities across Kingston and St. Andrew. Remember when Jessie sounded the alarm and the government said it was not true? We have the evidence today.
No concerns were raised to us in our committee meetings about the quality of water in sections of Kingston and St. Andrew. And that is what prompted us to do a tour of several water treatment facilities in both in the corporate area and in the rural and some of the rural water treatment sites. We have seen results that are quite alarming, and we brought it to the public because we felt that not much was being done to make the public aware of the risk that they were being exposed to. After I brought these results to the public, I was accused of bringing false information and telling lies. However, I just want to highlight the results that we have here today that are projected on your screen. And I want to point to you first, look at this graph. What the bar chart, what is it showing is showing what the levels of coliforms should be. And just for everyone, coliforms, these are organisms, bacteria, aka germs, that are found in feces and also found in soil. And they are indication of the quality of our water supply. Now, the red line going across the bar charts running from your left to right, this is what the standard should be. So you should not have any of the coliform limits going above this 5% that you see that red line is connected to. However, if you realize for Kingston and St. Andrew, they are right at 5, and the yellow bars indicate distribution. So that means after the water have left the plant in your pipes, that's what it is. And this is suggesting in this case that there's something happening along the line after the water has been treated, because before it's okay. However, when you look at what is happening in our rural water treatment sites, it's very clear, as you can see from the graph, and this is NWC's results, by the way, that you have at source, which is that blue bar, it's almost 5 times the allowable limit. So you have 5 times the amount of germs that should be in the water present there. And these are coliforms, which means that you have very bad water quality after the water was treated. Because at source, this is at the plant when they have brought the water through their treatment process and tested it to see if the treatment process had worked. And you see that it's way above the allowable limit. And knowing this, the water was still distributed, and you have in distribution where it's almost 3 times the allowable limit, where it's at 17 in the yellow bar and for the rural communities. Now, this is not just a one-off situation for the month of February. For the rural areas especially, this has been consistent. And we understand why you'll have this consistent bad result or poor water quality coming out in the rural areas after our visit. The water treatment, we're not saying that you'll be able to do all the steps that you do at your major water treatment facilities, like a Constant Spring. But even in rural areas, you still have to take some measures to ensure that the water is safe for consumption. So, for example, at your regular water treatment site, the water goes through several processes. For example, it goes through flocculation, which is where they add chemicals to bind with those fine particles that might be in the water, so that they can become heavier and settle out. You have sedimentation, which is where the heavier dirt particles settle and the water is basically clarifying the water to make it clear. And then that sedimentation the clear water is removed. It is filtered, and it passes through several different filters, whether it's sand of different size filters to ensure that they remove any residual viruses, organisms that might be left back in the water. And then it moves from there to disinfection, where you have your chlorination taking place. However, in the rural areas, we're not saying that you have to do all these steps. However, filtration is a must. And this is one of the infrastructure upgrades that has to take place at our rural water treatment sites to ensure that the water is safe. Also, we're recommending that they install temporarily, they can use black tanks, or what we Jamaicans call black tanks or water tanks, and temporarily to have holding areas for the water in the rural areas so that it has enough contact time with the chlorine before it's distributed. You cannot be getting results that shows that you are having poor water quality at source and you're still distributing it to the public. Another major concern for us is how the Ministry of Health came out and said that the environmental division in the Ministry of Health, they came out and said that the water was safe for consumption in Kingston and St. Andrew, but at the same time, the NWC is producing results to show that it is not safe. So I'm now saying to the Ministry of Health that you need to get your house in order, and we need some accountability as to why you were saying that the water is safe when NWC is saying that the water isn't. NWC has also since then admitted that they're having challenges in the rural areas. And they have also admitted 6 days ago on their Instagram page that they have found samples positive for fecal coliforms. And they said that when they have instances of that happening, they will flush the line and they'll cut off water supply. And I'm asking the persons in the rural Jamaica if that happened. And we want them to now come and apologize for their misleading information that they have been given to the public and for trickling out the truth bit by bit.
Is the ministry's real priority to safeguard the lives of the Jamaican citizens? Where is the Minister of Health in all of this? Is he at sea searching for replacements for the Cuban doctors whose terms have expired? Where is the Minister of Health at this time? We have a copy of his particulars. It's not our practice to make these public, but we believe in transparency and accountability. And we know the Minister of Public Relations, the Minister of Public Health and Wellness Mr. Tufton will come to the public with his own spin on this. What has been brought to our attention is that he's somewhere in Asia, somewhere in India, Dubai, Manila, Hong Kong, Delhi, New York, somewhere along that trip. Doing what? We don't know. Could it be that he's searching for replacements for the Cuban doctors who've served Jamaica well over the multiple years? Could it be that he's on a personal trip? We are not sure. We also do not know if it is a taxpayer that is paying for this $3.3 million trip, but we hope that when he gets back home safely, he will alert the country as to the nature of his trip. Our healthcare system is stretched to a breaking point, and the government is not moving apace with urgency or the focus that the moment requires. With operating rooms shut, wards compromised, and basic medical tools out of reach, can we honestly say that an expensive trip overseas right now should be the priority of the minister and the leadership at the Ministry of Health? These are questions of priorities, of leadership, and responsibility to the Jamaican people.
I do not believe that the Jamaica Labour Party is a party that is humanitarian. I don't think they think about the human factor.
Do you think that the opposition has a chance in the next general election?
The best chance the opposition ever know. I think that charisma
Is
and Andrew beat. But if you have a look for intelligence, Mark Golden is no disrespect to Brogan, and I hope nobody will take this as no. But if you look for basic understanding and basic conversation, like Andrew Holness, we say this something nicer. Mark Golden is more of the people than Andrew Holness. I think that Andrew Holness is very pretentious. You understand me? I think that he plays the part of the man of the people better. Underemployment is worse than unemployment, because if you're working less than what it costs you to live and go to work, that is underemployment.
Remember, Randy used to tell us that every micro you come up.
No, and I say go. But if you have to use 5 mickle to get 1 muckle, it don't make no sense. You understand me? I say them conversation are not a political conversation. Them conversation are a life conversation.
Where they come from, send it back. Every evil arrow, anywhere he come from, send it back. If a China, if a Jamaica, if a Haiti, where he come from, we send it back. Turn, reverse the curse, reverse the curse, reverse the order, reverse the curse, reverse the order. Somebody said.